Well, it's that time again. Your favorite idiot bought another Super 7 item because I actually like this line, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Let's see what this is all about. Now we've got another Simpsons figure, Moe specifically. Look, I know he's missing an apron, and Super 7's gonna fix that. But there's a weird issue where websites like Entertainment Earth updated all of their images, and that spot where the apron was in the digital renders, it's gone. So I assume they meant for it to go away, but then enough people complain and they're like, well, we should fix this. But I guess everybody after the fix, tough luck. But these are made to order, so how does that even work? There should be X number of aprons for X number of Moes. Whatever. Let's open this thing up and see what is all going on in this. But of course, the brown box is just another level of protection, and it's got some information on it, but it's boring information. We're not here for that. What we want is in this box. Did you know that? So here we go. Let's take it out. Beautiful cover as always. And the plastic bag, again, another level of protection that some of us just don't need because we're out of box collectors. I've lost my mind. Okay, I got stuff falling over here because you know what? It's just what it is. You got figures all over the room, they're gonna fall down from anything. So front of the box, of course, classic Simpsons intro, but on the back, look at that. Beautiful. And recent knowledge to my brain is that with the Krusty that they announced, just a render, it's a pre-order right now, but Krusty originally had a cigar in his hand that was holding whiskey or whatever, and then it didn't get approved. Because, you know, of course, either Fox maybe at the time started doing that too, but when did they remove smoking and stuff from the show? This is all getting bought by people that are supposed to be, how old? How old are we supposed to be? Adults. We're supposed to be adults. We can make up our mind about cigars. Come on. Anywho, so back of the box, just a beautiful piece. Of course, it has that gloss finish. It is raised off, so like a raised edge with a drop shadow. Oh, God, the packaging, guys. I wish I knew who it was because, look, we never know who's doing the packaging behind these brands because I love it. They're always just gorgeous. Who cares, though? Let's open it. There he is. Look at that. So many accessories in there, and it's just kind of loaded down with stuff. I honestly didn't even know that there are children outside because I live in an apartment complex. I want a house. So I didn't know that that crate was in there. I guess this is the panda that comes in there considering the characters on the side of the box. So what do we got? A beautiful character designed by Super 7 that blows my mind that it came out this great. But the back of the box now we have an additional illustration. Look at that, gloss finish raised again with some drop shadow. So excellent work, except for the file seems to have gotten clipped. So the drop shadow that they applied to this has a very straight border that got clipped somewhere, either exporting or putting on this packaging. But who else would know that other than a designer? Other people could notice it. All right, so Simpsons roasting on an open fire. So this is specifically episode 1, season 1. I thought for sure they would have been like, oh no, this is whatever episode the panda comes from. Huh. Very interesting, because Homer, Deep Space Homer, they specifically called out that episode. And look, he's even got his stupid apron on. Missing. Why would you do that? Obviously the render versus this, which I will put on the screen right here, the render of the packaging and what actually happened, you know, different as well. So before I bore everybody to death with other stuff, let's open this thing up and take a closer look. And the sleeve on this one is the same as with Homer, so I assume they'll be this way every single time, but it's just this collage of all the different characters. Moe Szyslak. Also, if you watch my channel regularly, can you let me know if you like this black background versus the wood table background? I thought this would be nicer, but again, it gets dirty real easy, and it gets all these little nicks in there. We're not here for that. Let's get into Moe. No. Which Simpsons character are you most looking forward to, by the way? I'd love to know. Something that's already been announced or released, or something that's in the works, or That's not how words work. Are you looking for something that hasn't been released at all or announced or anything? So here we go. Let's take the plastic pieces off. So in classic Super 7 fashion, we have a double decker of plastic and everything's just kind of held in without zip ties, but he's got the one kind of strap on him. Two straps. Easy enough. So let's get everything out of this plastic and take a look. There we go. We've got Moe out. We've got a lot of accessories. I'm actually really surprised how much stuff was in there. And he is only 55, but look at how much plastic he comes with. So this is like, I can't understand their pricing, because we've got two of the newest ones. We've got King Size Homer, who is $65, and then we have Tatum, who's $65. We've got both of the aliens that are $75 each, and then others that are $55, like this. But what? Doesn't make any sense. Come on. I mean, I'm happy that it's only $55, but why are the other ones $65? Okay, so let's get a little overview of everything we've got here. We've got 3 interchangeable heads, 8 interchangeable hands, panda in a box, even though he's out of the box right now, pickled eggs, a rag, a telephone, Flaming Moe, the drink, and the soft goods apron, which obviously isn't here. But we'll do a follow-up video. That can't be a very long one, but man, is he missing it so much. All right, so let's look at details. We'll just start up here with the Flaming Moe, the drink, the classic drink. That is some fantastic looking fire. I'm very much a fan of that. I wonder how well it works with different lighting behind it. So looks good. If you can get some light to bounce in behind it when you have it on display, it's gonna be awesome. Look at that, it's beautiful. But as far as close-up details, man, is that nice. Obviously, when you do something like this with the plastic and something clear, if something is touching, you're gonna get that kind of look. I don't think that is like a quality control where it got leaked or something, where the paint came out, but normally when you have something like that and it's touching a plastic, wherever it touches, it's gonna look different because you get like a shiny appearance instead of having that gap or whatever. Let's look at the pickled eggs. So it doesn't open. I mean, you could probably get it open, but it's not designed to be opened. So pickled eggs looking good. I like that the jar is actually discolored. I mean, it looks like this is an old toy and it got like the clear aged, but it's nice. The eggs don't move or anything, which is nice because you can't open it. And if they started getting all screwed up, that'd be a nightmare to deal with. We've got the rag. It's super simple, but I think you could kind of play with it in different ways. You could have him wiping the counter. You could probably have him holding it. I don't know. I'd have to look at the box and promo pictures to see how he's intended to be using that. Probably just on his hand. You want it over his shoulder though a little bit. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't know if he did that, but bartenders generally do. We've got this fantastic face, which really gives me high hopes for what they're gonna do for future releases of Homer and stuff, with Homer always screaming and having his tongue sticking out. But this is great, man. Paintwork looks great. Again, with this line, I think they just need something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a black outline. Like Ned Flanders has his glasses and it really looks great. So they don't necessarily need to be a black outline, but maybe just like a really dark shade, like a dark gray or a really dark yellow. You know, just help it look a little bit more animated, because there's something off, and usually the color bleeds out a little bit, just like here, and you need something to separate that. But the rest of it, this is awesome. I love it. It's just exactly what you would want out of, you know, a $55 item, but also out of a Simpsons character. Look at that expression. Like, just having 3 unique head sculpts this drastic from each other is also very promising to see what we get from the future of this line, because the Homer one, you could just like the bearded area could get swapped out on 2 of the heads and allow them to change. So it's easy for them, but less unique as something like this. I don't remember a lot of this stuff. I think the phone is just in the bar, right? It's simple, it's nice. It has this bendy plastic, which is awesome, and it feels durable and sturdy, so nothing to be afraid of with, you know, manipulating that and using it and posing and stuff. So that is very good. We have this gigantic crate, which again, I am very surprised they didn't charge an extra $10 just to have this and the panda in there. But it opens up, it's super basic. I mean, this is just like any toy manufacturer could make this thing. Nothing very special about it, really. The lock is nice. And then of course the panda, who's looking pretty good. He's got a matte finish, which is nice. He's as posable as Mum-Ra's Mamut, whatever his name is. So you just get a little bit of head and the legs, but we're not at an articulation, so we gotta wait. Close up of the hands. So fists that just mirror each other, simple. We got the pointing fingers, and we've got these kind of open hands, which will be good for, I don't know, stuff. And then we've got Moe looking real nice. I do think that there needs to be a line in his mouth as well. So along with the eyes, maybe right in the mouth like they did with the Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain. So I have some quality concerns here in the shoulders where like the yellow came through the paint. That part of the arm is part of the sleeve. It's not inside the sleeve. It's actually all one piece up to here. So I guess that was yellow and they painted it, which I'm very happy. Thank you for painting stuff, Super 7. Obviously that caused some discoloration and stuff, and the yellow's kind of coming through, which looks a little weak. Oh boy. If you bought this figure or you have him in the box or something, please let me know if this is common, if you've seen this issue before. It's on the inside too. He's got some stanky, sweaty pits, which works well there. So details, that's what we're here for, details. So just a kind of a standard issue where the eyes, like the white is just a little bit outside of their line or whatever, but the molds are really nice. I like this. The texture and stuff is like, it's all got like a matte finish. So whether it's a yellow paint here, I think, and then a yellow plastic, because they are a little bit different colors. I think you could see that probably really obviously here, but they're actually different shades of yellow. This is plastic, this is painted, and that is kind of obvious, but when it's separate because of the sleeve, it's not so bad. We got a painted bow tie and everything. It's great. We got some peg holes at the bottom of the feet, so thank you so much. This is great. I love it. I love the paint on the buckle. Good job. Let's get into articulation. So starting at the top, can the head move? Yes, it moves just fine. It goes at an angle though, so if he's looking backwards, he's looking up, which means you can't look up. So articulation there, that's as far up as he goes. Looking down is that, so not much range at all, so that's a little disappointing. Deep Space Homer is real thick, has more range than this. You can't really, yeah, I mean, you get some like wobble and stuff, so you can tilt a little bit, but yeah, just nothing really up and down, just a little bit of a bummer. The arms will go a little bit beyond flat on the T-pose. You can rotate the shoulders, no problem. And then, of course, the hinge there. We have rotation at the elbow. We've got just a very simple bend at the elbow. So what can we get? About 90 degrees, that's it. And you can go backwards a lot, which is weird, unnecessary. This plastic back here on the elbow is incredibly soft. It's flexing when I'm moving the arm. So that, look, see how much that flexes out? Very strange. The wrist, rotation, no problem. We've got a 90 degrees up and down, no problem there. That's pretty good. We've got this torso section, which is obvious. You can spin it all the way around. We can crunch just like essentially nothing. That's as far as he goes. Which is basically where he was. So it's really just a rotation, and same thing at the waist, which is just flat. The legs can go into a split, no problem. They feel a little bit loose already, pretty quickly. Kicking forward, let's see. He can kick a little bit. Can't go backwards because the pants are stopping it. The knee has a slight bend. It's not 90, you know, it's like a 45 degree angle or something, but it can rotate, which is helpful. And then the ankle rotates. You can actually see his sock underneath, which is nice. So good job painting that detail. But the ankle's pretty simple. So up and down, rotation, no pivot, side to side, whatever. I gotta learn all these technical terms because sometimes I just sound like an idiot. So the articulation of the panda, the head just spins around. It can go up a little bit, down a little bit. Just kind of some basic wobbles, and left and right. And then of course the legs, which are super simple because everything is kind of getting in the way, but you can get some basic stuff out of that. Nothing too crazy. I could have totally done without this panda though. This whole section of black plastic, just give me a countertop like he's at his he's at his bar, or give me an apron. Taking his head off, super basic. It's got the same kind of neck shape and stuff that we saw with Homer. So real easy to get to with the head, and the hands are going to be very basic pegs, so you can just pull those out and pop the other one in. Easy. Very simple to deal with. It's a great figure so far. While Googling some stuff, I found this guy who posted on Reddit, and look, they do look good with black outlines. And can you take this out? He does some custom work. Oh, you can take it out. Easy. Awesome. Thank you, the internet. And thank you, this user, OWell78526. And he made a custom apron. That's what this post is ultimately about, I think. Not a DC character. You're a liar. Back to the show. Let's get into posing. Alright, so there we go with Moe from the Super 7 collection. And you know what? Let's just jump into those ratings already. So talking about details, the details are fantastic, but the more I mess with this one, look at how screwed up the side of his face is. What it looks like happened is that all the stuff on the inside got kind of pushed over during the sculpting phase, and the neck is a little over. It's a little concerning, right? Whatever. Details overall, I mean, it looks great. It's a fantastic figure, as much as I expected it to be, I believe, with Homer and everything being really, really good looking, which is also right here. Look at that. Ooh. So again, I think the only thing that I could really change about this series is just doing some black outlines like we saw with that Reddit post. So maybe I'll do a 5 out of 5. I think it's still great. So those are the details. Let's talk about articulation. The articulation's pretty awful. And yes, look at that. How did I forget to even talk about that? So articulation was not great. We'll give it a 3 out of 5. There's some real concerns with a lot of the joints, and then his bottom half is starting to get real loose already. Classic Super 7. So let's move on to posing. Posing, again, just not great. He's really just like an accent to your other characters at this point. You can't do much, which is a bit of a bummer, to be honest. As much stuff as he's got, there's some certain limitations for sure. But overall, I'm gonna give him, on posing, a 3 out of 5. It's fine. Those are the scores. That's the overall rating. What do you think? Is this something you're totally into? Did you already buy it? And what do you think of this? I made this. I drew it. I drew the backdrop. I had it printed at Walgreens, and then just tried to create this stuff. And it's, look, it's not perfect up close, but it looks good in the shot, doesn't it? I'm still proud of it. It's a great accent to him. In the end, is he worth $55? Probably yes, because of all the extra plastic of the panda. So cost of plastic and all that stuff, I guess so. Homer, I was like totally on board with. This, I didn't even really think twice about the fact that it was 55 bucks. Moe, yeah, I don't care about the panda, and I don't care about the big box, so it could have just like lowered the cost of it by removing them. Now that would have been great. $45 all day long. 55, I'm not so sure. So look for some promo codes like the one down in the description. It should get you 10% off and free shipping. I have an affiliate link. But get your Moe, save 10%. End of the day, great, I'm happy with it. Get a discount on it, don't pay the full $55. Homer, I think, is worth it. Moe, on the other hand, nah, not really. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see something else that's really enjoyable to watch, then check out that video. It's a good one. Whatever it is, we'll see you next time.